What is up, everyone? You are checking out the World of WWE Podcast 2021 Year in Review. 2021 is officially over, and you have myself and, of course, one of my favorite
Macho Man Dan. What's up, everybody?
one of my favorite co-hosts, yes, Macho Man Dan is here. My other favorite co-host, Latino Heat Carlos, is not with us tonight, but he has sent over his predictions and his well wishes to everybody. He will definitely be back. He's just been very, 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 very chaotic scheduling going on, but he will be back with us shortly. But Dan, how did you enjoy your New Year's Eve?
Well, had to spend some time with the family, everything. But, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, good. Good. I didn't really do much. I did watch some New Year's Eve festivities on TV. Stuff
Probably
like
got a
that.
little high.
Yeah, that happened. But aside from that, we did start out New Year's Eve on a terrible note. We all found out that Betty White, 99 years old, passed away. Terrible.
Such a shame.
There's been people who literally are like, I'm crying and are very sad and going through it. And no one really thought Betty White would pass away. She had this sort of like charisma at like 90 years old of a 18-year-old, so her spirit was really more than her age. But she did live a long life, 99, and she did
Almost make it to 100.
She did. She was going to turn 100 in January, so she was right there. She saw a lot of her life, but she did also see a lot when she showed up on WWE TV in 2014. She showed up on Raw with The Big Show. Funny moments for a funny lady. Rest in peace, Betty White. That sort of like dampened everybody's mood on New Year's Eve. But yeah, but we are going to be discussing everything 2021, the top moments, matches, and wrestlers of the year, and we'll be giving our very own predictions for what's going to happen in 2022. So, yes. I'm a little out of it today, Dan. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm feeling the New Year's Eve blues.
It's all right.
You're a little quiet today, too, during this.
I mean, I'm still tired from staying up till 12. It's so bad to stay up past that time,
No, I was up.
I know
like
I'm sounding like an old man, but you know what?
Sure
Fuck you.
did. That's all right. Well, speaking of old men, these people that we're going to be talking about in this category here are not old men, but they're the top 5 tag teams of 2021 in WWE. And there were a lot of great tag team matches and great tag teams that showed up during the year. However, these 5 made a lasting impact. And we're going to start out with team number 5, the Mysterios, the team of Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Technically,
the father-son tag team.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine, man. It's father and son. They are father and son. First time we saw them together was way back in 2005.
When Dominic was a little child.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero wanted his child back. So we fast forward.
Because he's his papi.
I'm your papi, Dominic. Fast forward to 2019, and he tries to help his father out and against rivals like Samoa Joe and others. And then in 2020, he joined forces with his dad, and they formed a tag team. And in 2021, they actually had a great year. They were SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Dan, you said they defeated the Dirty Dogs.
At Backlash, WrestleMania Backlash. But it's actually funny, that match, because Dominic was like there at the end of the match. He didn't come in until after because he got attacked and he was mad.
That's right. That is right. And there was always speculation about, if someone's going to turn heel or not. But these two men were able to showcase their high-flying ability and their natural talent, father-son duo, and they make our list for top 5 tag team of the year, coming in at number 5, the Mysterios. Coming in at number 4 of our tag team of the year, the Street Profits. These two started out in NXT and have since become a household name and a big sponsor for Red Solo Cups. Since I mean, every time they come out, the thousands of them just like fly up into the sky. Although they were not tag team champions in this year, they did have many great tag matches against AJ Styles and Omos, the Dirty Dogs, and
the Usos.
The Usos, yes, so many great matches. And these two men are just starting out. Montez Ford is known for his high flying ability, always perfecting that huge frog splash. And
man, get some air.
He sure does get air. And Angelo Dawkins is more of the in-ring, in-your-face fighter. But these two Street Profits, they want the smoke, and they also want to be number 4 in our top 5 tag teams of 2021 list. Tag team number 3 is a newly formed tag team that actually recently just broke up. Coming in at number 3 is the team of Omos and the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Omos debuted in 2020, deciding to help out AJ Styles to defeat AJ's opponents. Omos debuted and he was 7 feet tall, and AJ looked very tiny.
Man looked like a toddler next to him.
I remember seeing it at first. I was like, oh my God.
Motherfucker reminded me of the Great Khali.
Sure did. And AJ Styles and Omos were able to actually go to WrestleMania and challenge the New Day and actually defeat them to become Raw Tag Team Champions. And those two were dominant throughout the year until RK Bro came and took the titles from them. And it was a great time seeing, the odd pairing of AJ and Omos. They worked well together. But recently, after a loss, Omos turned on AJ, and now the two of them are at odds. But if we're looking at 2021, AJ Styles and Omos definitely made their mark. Next, coming in at number 2, tag team of the year 2021, we just mentioned them, RK Bro, the team of Riddle and Randy Orton. Again, these two started working in 2021 together. It was a really odd pairing. Riddle is more of someone
who man, did they become popular very quickly.
They did. Riddle is, they kind of like that odd couple pairing too. Riddle is like a stoner hippie
type of guy, and Randy's the serious type of guy.
And they worked well. Again, this is another team that a lot of people are saying, will they or won't they turn on each other? But so far they haven't. And their tag team mentality has gone really well because they are now your current Raw Tag Team Champions, and they've been dominant ever since winning the titles, and they actually have a title match coming up at day 1. So yeah, RK Bro leading number 2.
How funny would it be if RK Bro broke up the day that we are recording this?
Oh no. Well, if they do, we will see tonight. Cheap plug also for our predictions for day 1 will be dropping later on at 6 p.m. So be on the lookout for that. This is obviously already out at this point. Okay, Dan, are you ready? Our number 1 tag team of 2021 is a team that has been sort of in this since 2011. They've been taking names. Day 1-ish, representing the bloodline.
They've been down since day 1-ish.
Yeah, and if you don't know who we're talking about, you live under a rock. The number 1 tag team of the year, 2021, is the Usos. Now, this one is pretty obvious choice because the Usos have been dominant alongside their cousin, Universal Champion Roman Reigns, since 2020. Jimmy Uso came back and helped out Jay. Helped out the family, helped out the bloodline, and they have been unstoppable ever since. They were, I think, before the draft, weren't they Raw Tag Team Champions and they switched the titles?
No.
No, they won them afterwards. Something like that, right?
Well, not this draft. I don't know if you're talking about last year's draft or this year's draft.
I was talking about this year because I felt like there was
No. They were tag team champions before that because they had the titles before that because they were with Roman the entire time. They were always on SmackDown.
Okay. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, so they did. They've been champions for so long, like throughout the years. It's hard for me to tell like when they won it or lost it. But the Usos are just a dominant team. You know, they're great in the ring. They're always high flying. Although I don't agree with some of Jimmy Uso's outside adventures are, we do appreciate all of their hard work and dedication to the ring that they give. So the Usos had a hell of a year. They are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. They will be defending their titles against one of their biggest rivals, the New Day, at Day 1 tonight.
I'm expecting a great match.
Yeah, it will be. But check out the Tag Team of the Year, the Usos. Yes, so that is it for our top 5 tag teams of the year of 2021. Great list, but the Usos, of course, rounding out number
the victory.
1. Yes. So throughout this episode, we are going to be also counting down our top 5 greatest matches of 2021. And we're going to start out our countdown with match number 5. And this match comes from Wrestlemania Backlash versus Universal Champion.
Surprise.
Yeah, I know. Supplies. Universal Champion Roman Reigns defending against Cesaro. These two had a blockbuster brawl. It was one of the first times that Cesaro actually was able to have a main event title shot. And Cesaro definitely delivered. They had a brawl. We're not going to give away any spoilers. Dan, why did you enjoy this match without giving any spoilers away?
I enjoyed it because it really showed off how great Cesaro truly was in the ring, how strong he was. I mean, that's really all I can say. I mean, we already knew how good Roman was. I mean, considering the fact that he was the champion going into it, so.
And to be honest, I didn't have any really sort of like expectations for this one. I thought it was going to be good, but they blew the house down. So definitely check out the match of 2021. Number 5, Cesaro versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Backlash. Now, we're going to also be counting down our top 5 newcomers of the year. So these are wrestlers who, started fighting more in 2021. They might have debuted a year prior, but these are wrestlers who didn't actually get their footing until 2021. And we're going to start out our countdown with number 5 newcomer of the year, Omos. Now, Omos is, as we said, a former Raw Tag Team Champion. We did speak about how when we first saw him come out, he was huge. And that was one of the first things I said to my fiance Dory when I saw him was, oh my God, he's huge. Like, I really couldn't believe the size difference between him and AJ. I thought it was funny.
And AJ's not even that small of a guy. No. He's like 6 foot.
Yeah, he's not. So it was weird to see someone that big, but also
it reminds me of Enzo Amore in Big Cass. That's how he made him look.
Yeah, pretty much. But I was, it was interesting to see them change and have them switch over so quick to turn on AJ. But he did have a good year. He spent most of the year as a Raw Tag Team Champion, and he is now one of the main big men in WWE. So I do think he definitely earned his spot as a number 5 newcomer of 2021. Number 4, we have probably my favorite on the countdown. She was the first ever Queen's Crown winner, and she also is a current women's tag team champion, Queen Zelena. She had a hell of a year. Now, we did say she did debut back in 2020, but however,
actually she was
2019, right?
No, she was with Andrade in like I think it was 2017, 2018, right? Around there. Or yeah, around there.
Yeah. Okay. But she
was in the company for a while, but she didn't actually start wrestling until
until 20. Yeah, she fought Asuka in 2020, so she actually didn't really start doing much in-ring work later on until 2021. Remember, she was released from the company and then she was hired back And ever since she was hired back, she's been unstoppable. She has this new gimmick of the Queen where she has her fake English accent, and she just welcome back to our 2021 year in review. Been a hell of a year and a hell of women wrestling. A lot of the women in this category showed that WWE is not just about the men, the women definitely are able to hold their own and really kick ass.
And show that they are truly women and not just divas.
Yeah, they're no longer divas, everybody. They're women. So to start off our top 5 female wrestlers of 2021, of course, number 5, one of my favorites, Queen Zelena. Now, the reason why she's in here is she's the first ever Queen's Crown winner. So she's the first ever Queen in the ring. She's our current women's champion. And the thing about Queen Zelena is that no matter what she does, she always brings some kind of energy to it. Whether people like it or not, she is able to get the fans to feel what's happening. So I definitely think Queen Zelena had a great year, and I'm looking forward to what 2022 brings her. Number 4, this is one of Dan's favorite, the Nightmare, Rhea Ripley. She had a great year. She was the Raw Women's Champion at one point, and then she even became the Women's Tag Team Champion along with Nikki, almost a superhero. Dan, you talk about your lady. Tell us why Rhea Ripley is at the number 4 spot.
So, all right, a lot of people during Rhea Ripley's time, like at the top, like being Raw Women's Champion, they're like, well, she was a bit robotic with her lines and everything. She was, but damn, did she put on a few good matches. I mean, you have to look at the matches. I mean, she went against Asuka. She beat her. She almost beat Charlotte Flair. That was a really stupid way they had her win, technically, but she did, technically, so. And, I mean, Rhea has had so many good matches over the years, like in NXT, I mean, of course, and obviously last year, but did she really push forward this year by winning the Raw Women's and the Women's Tag titles? Can't really say much else than that.
Yeah, no, she definitely had a great year, and again, she's another wrestler that you know is going to have a lot more to look forward to. Rhea Ripley, the Nightmare. Okay, number 3, female wrestler of the year has to go to someone who I know is talked about a lot, but you can't shit on talent, and that goes to the Queen, Charlotte Flair.
Whoa. We can shit on talent because she's the golden child.
Okay, well, I mean, Macho Man Dan is coming for Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair, if you ever listen to this, just know that Dan, I don't know what it is, but Dan is not a fan. That rhyme.
No, I am not.
That's going to be your own segment. Dan is not a fan. You're going to tell us people you don't like.
Well, Charlotte would definitely be one of the top ones, the first people I did, so.
Well, that's a great way to promote her in our top 5 female wrestlers. But Charlotte Flair.
All right. If we're being fair here, yes, even though I may not like her, she did have a good year.
She did. She was Women's Tag Team Champion. She did not compete at WrestleMania, and then she did compete at WrestleMania Backlash in a triple threat match for the women's title. She ended up going to Money in the Bank, and I think it was Money in the Bank where she beat Rhea Ripley, and then they had another
Well,
match.
technically, she won by a DQ victory.
Oh, okay, and that was that Money
Which was a very stupid one because, you know, she got her head slammed into a board. Oh, yeah, that's a very good weapon.
That's dumb, but it did, you know, go with the storyline of I just did it because you would have. And
I guess, yeah.
And then Charlotte would end up winning the title and defeating Nikki, almost a superhero. And then she ended up the year with her feud with Becky Lynch. And she also just recently feuded with Toni Storm. She has a day off for day 1. So the golden
Lucky
child,
her.
Charlotte Flair, number 3. All right, number 2, the number 2 female wrestler of the year. And I'm surprised I'm even saying number 2 in my eyes. It's number 1, but we're being fair here at the World of WWE podcast. Number 2 pick is Big Time Bex, the man, Becky Lynch. Now, she did come back in August of this year, but since coming back, She has been unstoppable. She defeated one of the biggest names of 2021, Bianca Bellier, at SummerSlam in, what was it, 26 seconds?
Around there, yeah.
Something like that. She then defended her title at WrestleMania, or not WrestleMania, Backlash.
That was months before she even came back. Well, she did tease she was going to be at WrestleMania, but she wasn't, so.
She defended her title against Bianca Bellier at Extreme Rules, but then Sasha Banks got involved, and the three of them made history in Saudi Arabia for the WWE Women's Championship. It was, interesting to see the three of them compete there, and I didn't have high hopes for it, but it definitely was a great match, a great triple threat. And then Becky would showcase her real life issues with Charlotte Flair for the whole world, WWE Universe to know. And the two of them would fight in the fall. And then in December, Becky met Liv, and the two of them are friends, but they've been having such great chemistry in the ring, outside of the ring, and the two of them are going to fight tonight at day one. But it does seem a little bit like Lita versus Trish, so I'm excited for that. But Becky Lynch is probably my favorite women's wrestler right now, but I will say that she is just amazing, and next 2022, this year, is going to be great for her too. All right, now we are at the female wrestler of 2021, and that has to go, of course, to the EST of WWE, Bianca Bellier. Nobody had a year quite like her. She ended up winning the Royal Rumble match. She defeated the women's champion Sasha Banks in the main event of WrestleMania. She went on to have a great feud with Bayley, including their Hell in a Cell match. After that feud, she would go on to challenge Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks would come back and cause issues for Bianca, and the two of them would go at it. And she currently is taking on Doudrop and sort of a powerhouse competition, who is the better strength female. But we do know the best female of the year, and that's Bianca Belair. Do you have any words about Bianca, Dan?
I know I've put a lot of harsh things on her, just like I did Charlotte, but again, I gotta give her respect. She has had a hell of a year. I mean, she went from having, I forget when, it wasn't when she was champion, but she went from having a tiny feud, a really bad feud with Bayley, to becoming women's champion, winning the Royal Rumble, proving a lot of people wrong, and showing that she really is the best in WWE. I mean, game proves game.
No, yeah, 100%. And Bianca Belair is just awesome. Okay, now we're on our second match of the year, and that is coming to you from WrestleMania. The Universal Champion Roman Reigns defended his title against Edge and Daniel Bryan in a triple threat. And this match was just great because each competitor gave it their all. This would be one of Daniel Bryan's last matches in WWE before joining AEW, and this would be Edge's return to the main event picture of WrestleMania. And Roman Reigns just had a dominant year too, and this is just another start of his dominance. And it was just definitely a great match. Not a lot to go over here because you have to check it out for yourself, but it definitely is number 2 match of the year. All right, now we have a little segment. It's called In Memoriam. And basically, we are just honoring the people who WWE has decided to toss out in the year. And there's a huge list. We're not going to cover everybody, but we're just going to cover some of the people that have left their mark on WWE and, were shockingly let go. So first we have Christian, which was a huge surprise. Andrade was next, which was another shock. They're both in AEW, by the way. Billy Kane, Peyton Royce, the Iconics, they were let go, but now they are the current Impact Wrestling Knockouts Tag Team Champions as the Inspiration. Mickie James is let go. She is your current Impact Wrestling Knockouts Champion. Daniel Bryan was let go, who is in AEW. Braun Strowman was also let go this year, and he is currently not really wrestling for any company right now. Aleister Black, who is now competing in AEW as Malachi Black, was let go. Ruby Riott, who is also in AEW as Ruby Soho.
A lot of
Bray
people in
Wyatt,
WWE that were in WWE are now in AEW.
a lot, yeah. Bray Wyatt, which is a huge shock to everybody, was let go this year.
Because apparently he wasn't liked by Vince.
Yeah, Vince can go fuck himself.
Especially for that one, because you made the character, dumbass.
100. Ric Flair was let go. Adam Cole and Bobby Fish were let go, which is a terrible loss. They're both, Adam Cole and Bobby Fish are both in AEW now. Mercedes Martinez was let go, who is also in AEW. Ember Moon, Keith Lee, Mia Yim, Nia Jax. God.
She didn't really do that good in my opinion, but sure, you want to keep that, sure.
I'm still waiting for R-Truth versus Nia Jax, so. Karrion Kross, Scarlett, John Morrison, Hit Row, Jeff Hardy, and the last two, Kyle O'Reilly and Tony Storm. However, Kyle O'Reilly is back with AEW along with his former Undisputed Era colleagues Adam Cole and Bobby Fish. So a lot of wrestlers. Tony Storm supposedly left on her own accord. She was burnt out, supposedly. So yes, a lot of people released in WWE, and we miss them in WWE, but we know they are kicking ass somewhere else. All right, Dan, we are about to wrap up. We only have a couple more things to cover. We are now counting down our top 5 male wrestlers of the year. We're going to start off with number 5, and that is Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley had a great year. He was WWE champion at one point. I think he also was United States champion, too, at one point.
Yes, he was.
He's just the fucking man. He's been having a hell of a rivalry with Drew McIntyre. He also fought Goldberg. He started out with the Hurt Business, and he broke up the Hurt Business, and now they're back together again. And now he's also
because that makes sense.
Yeah.
He only needs them. He needs them to get to the title, and then he's gonna break it up again.
Yeah, it makes no sense. But he is fighting for the title tonight at day 1. So Bobby Lashley is now our number 5 wrestler of the year. Number 4 male wrestler of the year is, of course, Seth freaking Rollins. Carlos's favorite. Seth Rollins had a great year. Started out against Cesaro. Then he went on to challenge Edge. And now it's looking as if he has his sights on the title picture. Seth Rollins had a great year.
Who knows? This new year might start off really great for him. He might win the WWE Championship.
He might. You never know. Number 3, Big E. He was an Intercontinental Champion, and he became WWE Champion this year.
He won the Money in the Bank.
Mr. Money in the Bank. You're right. I forgot about that. He won Money in the Bank this year. It was a great year for Big E, and who knows? He might be having an even better 2022. Our number 2 male wrestler of the year is one of my favorites, the Rated R superstar, Edge. Who could say after almost 10 years being away, can come back, main event Wrestlemania, have a great rivalry.
Carlos could say that. Well, you said who could? You said who could shit on Edge after doing all that? Carlos could.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we know that. Yes, of course. But it's okay because Edge proves everybody wrong by continuing to have match of the night, and he is just great. He's now currently involved in a rivalry with The Miz, and again, there's just a lot to look forward to. Edge had a great year, and obviously, the man of 2021, the Universal Champion Roman Reigns. He's been champion for the entire year, defeated everybody that came his way, and there's no one really as good as him at this point.
But, who's left for him to face to prove himself?
I know. We'll have to see tonight. He's taking on Brock Lesnar. We'll see how that.
Well, that would be a good way to show you're good by beating Brock Lesnar fair and square.
That fair and square, good words. All right. So we are now going to our match of the year, and this match comes to you from SummerSlam Edge versus Seth Rollins. Dan, why don't you tell everyone listening why this was picked as our match of the year?
Well, I mean, is it really that much of a shocker? We did pick Edge versus Seth Rollins as one of the top rivalries. Why wouldn't we put them as the top match? But it was definitely a good match. It had a feel to me of like someone like John Cena versus Edge, even though Edge wasn't involved in the match. It felt like that because, I mean, it was the unpredictability of who was actually going to win. It was a new guy versus an older guy. So it definitely had a good feel to it. And, I mean, I loved the way they did it. I especially loved the Brood entrance. That was very amazing.
That was cool, yeah. That was cool seeing them pull that out again for SummerSlam. Very, very cool. Yeah, it was a great match. I just remembered really enjoying it. I just recently rewatched it, and yeah, it definitely was worth match of the year of 2021. Well, we have made it through. It was a crazy year. Let's go over, Dan, really, really quick. Give me your quick prediction for 2022.
This is gonna be a hard one. I guess if I had to make a prediction, I'm going to say the person who's going to be the top person of this year is going to be Seth Rollins.
Ooh, okay. All right. Seth Rollins is going to be year 2022. Okay.
Yep.
Well, you want to hear my prediction? I think my prediction is probably going to be the most realistic one. I have a feeling that the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast is going to take over 2022 and just going to be the best podcast you have listened to.
I kind of already wrong. That happened this year.
Oh, I like that, Dan. Well, I mean, listen, you can always beat yourself.
Fair enough.
I'm immature. I don't know if Dan caught that little one, so I'm just gonna.
Oh, I have very well understood it, but I mean, what I wanted to say after that would not exactly go over well.
Yeah. Yeah, we are number one, but we do want to thank you all for listening, and we appreciate all the support we have gotten. We have been listened to in over 37 countries, and recently, this is a little fun fact, Henry O. Godwin, former Godwin member, former tag team champion, recently liked one of our Instagram posts, so
wow, we're growing.
Hop onto that Instagram page, y'all. But yes, that's my prediction. And I also think WWE is going to have a great year. It's going to be a great year of wrestling. And
let's just hope WWE doesn't release as many superstars as they did last year.
Well, if they do, then maybe if they do get released, hopefully they find a better company to work for. All right.
Definitely.
Everybody, that is it for our 2021 year in review of WWE. It has been fun. Stick around because later on tonight, you're going to be getting our prediction episode, which will be dropping at 6 p.m. Our predictions for day one. Thank you. It was a great 2021. Stay safe, and we will see y'all in 2022. Bye.
Bye.